All right, hello. Welcome to DevLog number 4 or 5, maybe. Um, did a lot today. I really looked into references and ownership, which is a concept I haven't been exposed to yet as a first year student who just uses Java. So that's not really something we think about or I've thought about yet, but it's pretty interesting. So I'm not gonna go into what I learned today. I'll probably make a separate video on that, but I will share what I did today. So let's get into it. All right, so yeah, this is basically what I learned, but I went through the first stages of a refactor of my entire program today. So I was going, I was basing my program too much off of my Java one, which I created and didn't put too much thought into it. So I basically had like a super function that was my main function and handled everything from betting to like the stage of the game to prompting the player if they want to play again. So I had a working, I didn't take a video, but I had a working um, program yesterday, working game, and I decided that I wanted to practice some, you know, some more sound concepts. So, first thing I did was apply what I learned about references in my card module. So, for these enums, for suit, and for rank, I, instead of returning all, okay, so I need all to populate the deck in my deck module, but I was returning a vector full of just these four and just these. So instead of doing that, I practice what I learned and use a static or a reference to a static. I don't know exactly how you'd say it, but a reference to a static object or list. I don't know. And inside of here in the constructor, um, okay, so the suit and the rank are now references in all, and then they get dereferenced when you pass them off. Like you pass them off and dereference them when you're creating the new card. Sorry, get out of here. When you're creating the new card. So yeah, and basically the reason for dereferencing it is so that it actually uses less memory to just give all the cards their own suit and their own rank, because otherwise you'd be creating a lot of unnecessary pointers back to the um back to uh the original static list or whatever you want to call it. So um yeah, I'm probably not getting that terminology right, but still learning. So yeah, that was the first thing I did. Was just do that. I also refactored the um hand display trait, but where's that at? Yeah, but I just shortened it. So I don't even think I did anything using references. I just like made it not so necessarily verbose. But yeah, okay. So next, what I did, this is the thing I'm gonna be working on uh in my next session. Is finishing my game module. So I created my game module. I was also working on making these nice making my documentation nice. I didn't know about this. Um, that you can document like your module a certain way. So I've been practicing that, especially with like this. So, but let's see. Yeah, I made the game struct with a deck, player, dealer. Okay, so my game struct is like my game session. It's not each round. So for each game session, there's only one player hand, one dealer hand. You only have one bankroll. You like and the like only one bet, and they all get reset except for I, which is iteration, but they all get reset after the round is done. So let's go through it. So here's my constructor. It returns itself, obviously. Um, Creates a new deck, shuffles that deck, creates two hands, and just the rest is all returns it, of course. Okay, so I spent a long time on this today, trying to figure this out. Um, because at first I wasn't thinking about how to handle errors. So in my old, here, let me open up my legacy main. I just copied over. So in my old one, you can see it's just a mess. Like there's just so much stuff, and it shouldn't be this long. It's just blackjack. So get out of here. Um, so yeah, I have a betting loop where it reads your bet, parses your bet, and if it's not a number, it'll give you an error. And then it has to verify if it's a valid bet. So like you can't bet more money than you have. You can't bet zero. That's just me being funny, but um, yeah. So with this, I figured I would want the errors to get handled on the back end, not in the main function, but in my game module. So I had to learn how to do this today, return results. Um, so basically what's going on here is if you try and bet zero, it returns, well, actually the initial deal itself, it will return um a result, and basically that returns whatever this is called in the main function. It returns kind of like, think of it like a sealed package or like an envelope. You're given main an envelope, and it basically tells you, or it will return a string, and um, either that will be you can't play for free, bad bet if there's insufficient funds, or if neither of those are true, if it is a good bet, it will set the game's bet to the bet that was input. Um, it will clear the hands from the last round, which I actually added today, but it's simple. I don't need to go through that. And then it'll deal the cards, and it will return if it's successful. If it's a good bet, it will return. I don't know exactly how you'd say it in Rust. Like, there's like Rust vocabulary, but just returns nothing basically. So I don't know. That could be wrong, but again, I kind of struggle with this concept today. So, all right, let's see where I'm at. 10 minutes. All right, that might be good. Um, yeah. So should be good. This is my main right now, looking fresh. So there you go. Yeah, I'll make a separate video about what I learned because I spent a long time on this today. So, yep. All right. Have a good one. See you guys later.